Welcome back to Trim Season Theater. Today we're going to be talking about one of our dankiest, stankiest, most icky, sticky beers, Grow Haus. This beer has evolved over the course of about 2 years now. We are really diving deep into kind of a new style. Is it an IPL? Is it a Cold IPA? Is it a West Coast Pilsner? Is it a double dry hop Pilsner? But what it really is a super hoppy, super dry, super crispy, hoppy beer made with lager yeast to kind of accentuate that crispiness. Before we talk about it, let's pour it in a glass. The first thing you'll notice is that beautiful head. I just want to talk about the aroma. I could smell that sitting from here the moment I poured it in the glass. Sticky, grassy, piney, like grapefruit resin, a little bit of like melon. Oh man, grapefruit, grass, pine, and like a lemon essence over the top of the whole thing. All with a really good resinous, oily body that you kind of expect in an IPA. The best part is this is only 5.6%. Let's talk about making these beers. If you've been keeping up with trends lately, Cold IPA is kind of a thing. This West Coast Pilsner, though, is the baby brother to all of that. But the idea here is to kind of accentuate the hoppiness of a Pilsner base but using American hops and dry hop like an American pale ale. This beer in particular uses a kind of new school yeast, the Lallemand Nova Lager. Most lagers, if you think about them, are fermented somewhere between 48 and 55 degrees. We fermented this beer at 60 degrees because the yeast was bred. It isn't a GMO yeast, it's a regular yeast that has been selectively bred to be able to withstand higher fermentation temperatures. Some like it hot and some sweat when the heat is on. I do think dry hopping at warmer temperatures, not too warm, but warmer than lagering temperatures, is important. The hops do get into solution better in the mid 60s, so we fermented this around 63, which you would think is warm for fermenting a lager. This yeast could handle it. Some like it hot, so let's turn up the heat till we fry. And I think that's part of the reason why you don't get any weird lager character, but the hops do shine. A lot of West Coast Pilsners are often hopped with German or noble varietals, but in this case, I decided to completely go American, and this beer is just high octane Mosaic and Simcoe hot side with Mosaic, Simcoe, Nelson, and Chinook in the dry hop. Nothing but kind of stinky, sticky, over the top, high octane. I said that twice now. Hops that really punch the aroma out of the glass. In previous iterations of what we were calling double dry hop Pilsner, we kind of did try to keep that tradition of noble hops alive. While those beers are really good, they kind of anchored the beer in a weird place. The American hops really wanted to be bold, while those noble hops kind of built this underlying body that I think they often give to Pilsners and lagers. But now that we've kind of just went straight American West Coast hops and lowering the bitterness in this beer, even think about hazy IPAs, helps let the hops shine. It doesn't blow out your palate and sit on your tongue with this over-the-top resin oily character. You have a balance between flavor and bitterness, so you still get the crispiness that the bitterness provides, but you get all the hop character that you actually really want, and really lets the hops shine and sing. Just like me. Figaro, 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 Figaro. Figaro! For any homebrewers out there, don't be scared of fermenting a lager slightly warm. There are certain yeasts like the Fermentis 3470 or this Lallemand Nova Lager that are okay being fermented a little warm. I know it's weird, but it helps drive off sulfur. You may like a little bit of sulfur in your lagers, but I don't think it works in a style like this. It's good for yeast health. Don't underpitch, but you don't need to overpitch as much as you would for a normal lager. So just don't be scared. The beers will come out fine. Treat it like you would an IPA. You don't need to lager it for 6 weeks. I think this is a 3-week beer, and it's fantastic.